Alrighty, so today is Tuesday, September 21st. I am recording this video for reasons that I can go back and study this. First thing I want to point out, who knows, I may publish this, I don't know, but anyway, today's a good day. I lost this trade, but there's reasons why. First thing I want to point out is this was a pretty interesting trade. Reason being is because of how it played out. But like I said, the first thing I want to point out is just the fluff. And what I mean by fluff is, um, myself included, a lot of the times we're trained to look at such huge, um, crazy ranges, right? This range is upwards of 300 pips. And this is about the last month, right? So when you look at something like this, even on the 4 hour, it's very intimidating. It's hard to really know how to capture a trade. And this is just a huge area of distribution on a higher time frame, uh, really mitigating and attacking these highs right here. But I'm not really focused on that, man. Like lately, I've been focused on current price, man. Like in current trend, what's really happening. This is good to know. It's good to point out these areas of interest, like right here, any of these swing lows right here. But current price, this is completely irrelevant, man. Like this is November 1st, has nothing to do with what's up here. So in my short 2.5 years of trading, I've been introduced to something that would help a lot of us in the future. And sometimes you don't have to really even use a 4 hour. You can just use a 4 hour just to kind of get a glimpse of what's happening. But I see that we're currently in a downtrend within this accumulation distribution, or you can call it consolidation. But I'm not really worried about all this. This is just a lot of jazz, man, a lot of funk. I'm worried about what's happening now, man. What happened in recent memory, man? So a way to kind of get away from all that is to, one, go with the trend. So if I scale down to the 1 hour, and I like to have double screens, it kind of helps me with my trading, with my execution, and with my studying, honestly. What I like to do is see if there's an actual trend, and there is. You have these swing lows, swing highs, swing lows, swing highs. It doesn't have to be perfect, but what I want to point out is in a trend, there's obviously a range. Like I pointed out before, there was a 300 pip range from that one probably mid-range H6 time frame, or maybe even daily time frame, that went up to 300 pips. That's irrelevant, man. What I'm starting to realize is all you really have to necessarily pay attention to is what's the current trend, what's the current range you're working with. And if I go to the H1, which I'm on now, I can see that there was a swing low here, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, a final swing low. Why is that important? Well, that tells me this is the range I'm working with. This is the most recent time frame or trend I'm working with. I'm not really working with anything up here just yet because it hasn't broken this, but it's broken this swing low. So that tells me this is the range I'm working with. If I go down to like the 30-minute, I can see that I'm interested in the trade once I see a break of structure. Why? Because this was a corrective movement. This was a retracement within this higher time frame trend. We're not talking about the H or the H6 or the daily trend. We're talking about this right here. This maybe H1, H2 downtrend. This was a final retracement. This is all I'm looking for, man. This was the final retracement. Why? Swing high, swing low, swing high. And then we see this break of structure right here, or break of all the structure, honestly. It's not going to be perfect, man. But what I like to see first is what is the main trend, which is this, not the H6 or the daily. What is the main trend that's happening right now? There's a quote that says, "An object in motion stays in motion." I forgot who quoted that, but I mean it makes sense. So when I take that into consideration, I see that this corrective movement or this retracement went back to mitigate any kind of orders or to get any kind of liquidity from this area right here. And once I see a break of structure to the downside, that lets me know that price is more than likely going to continue in motion. It's more than likely going to go with the trend. And that's good to know because it gives me peace of mind, man. Like I don't have to worry about that huge 300 pip range, which I'll be honest, man, that's something that's very, very intimidating. It makes you question your trading skills. It makes you just like, hate life, right? But I see that this corrective movement right here, after this retracement, the break of structure, that lets me know that gives me more confluence that price is going to work with this trend right here. A trend within a trend. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, right? That the market works in fragments. In whichever kind of strategy you decide to trade, the market works in fragments. So when you get a small time frame that tells you that confirms this direction, oh man, that's you're cooking with grease at this point, man. So, and I can draw it. I'm probably not gonna draw it on this video. I might make another video later. This is really for studying purposes. But what I like to do is once I get this type of price action, I can just label it. And I have other examples, but I'm probably not going to show it in this video. Ooh. All right, let's label it red. Well, I should label it green because green means go. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So this is all I'm working with, man. Why? Because this was a retracement within this larger trend. This also was a retracement within that larger trend. Look, it came back up. So if I know this was a retracement and now this is a corrective movement because it broke structure, it's continuing in that motion. I'm going with the river, man. I'm going with the river. Doesn't it help you in your psychology to know that I'm working with a 35 to 30 to 40 pip range? That to me, that's a better gamble than 300 pips or maybe 100, 150 pips, depending on the pair, depending on the current price action, right? So when I know it's a fraction, like 10% of just what we just showed. So when I know that, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I have major spots where I can target. What I'm starting to realize is areas down here aren't the best because this is where I entered before. There was another retracement within this smaller I'm sorry, smaller determining trend. I should have been more patient. I told myself it probably would have gone up to here, which it did. It went back to this order block and it just melted right away. So essentially, I'm going to just go ahead and draw it out because it'll make more sense. So, and I'm going to label this correctly. Let's do this. Yeah. And now we're going to get one of these bad boys. I think it's this tool. Come on, I need some color, baby. Okay, anyway, we'll just do like this. There we go. That's good. Let's use orange. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna draw it out and kind of explain it. Okay, let's make that one a dash line. Get off that tool. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. Probably should get off this screen if I can. And I can. So what I just drew here is exactly what's happened here. Because in a lot of cases, you don't really even have to go on like the H1 and stuff like that to really see what's going on. Because, if you ask a 3-year-old or 2-year-old, is this going down or up? They can tell you, Papa or Mama, it's going down. It's a clear downtrend. Um, we see these swing lows, swing highs is going down. So this black line represents this. It doesn't represent that 300 pip range or that monster of a range. It just represents this, man. And this has been this what's price? It's been only 4 days. Well, not including the weekend, but this was 4 days, right? So that's what this black line represents. This orange line represents the retracements, the smaller retracements, like these, the corrective movements. Boom, boom. This is the orange line. This that I circled here is the last retracement, which was this. I'm not including this because structure was already broken here with this closure of a candle. This right here is this, and I can highlight it in blue. I'm sorry, green. We'll just do the same thing we're doing here. The break of structure or the corrective movement, I'm sorry, the determining trend, the smaller range is this right here. It's not gonna always look perfect with, double tops like this. I'm just making it so that it looks clear. And we're gonna make that red. So in my mind, if I see this type of price action behavior, the black line represents 26 pips. Let's add a zero. Let's make it 260 pips versus 14 pips or 140 pips. Let's just make it like it's real time. Wouldn't it make more sense if I trade within this constraints, these constraints right here versus 270 pips? I mean, come on. And that's what I used to do, man. That's what I was quote unquote trained to do. There's nothing wrong with that if you're a swing trader, but I'm more of a day trader. I will swing if I get a better handle on it, but I like to be in the market. I like to get my hands dirty. So this makes more sense for me to work within this range. Why? Because I had a break of structure here. Let me. So this is where it gets important. You're not looking for the break of structure of the higher time frame trend. You're not looking for a break of structure of this black line or of these. Here's where I got to step back. You're not looking for a break of structure of this line right here, which is this trend right here, or these swing lows right here. You're not really paying attention to that. You're looking for the break of structure of the corrective movement. I'll say that again. You're looking for the break of structure of the corrective movement, or in other words, the retracement, which would be this green area right here. You're looking for a break structure there. Once you get a break of structure of this price action, which is here, which is notated with this zone right here. Once you get that, that's when you know that price is more than likely. This is not guaranteed, guys. It's not guaranteed. But you know, in your mind, price is more than likely going to work within this range right here, within this range. You don't really care about these breaks of structure here. That doesn't really say much because price can still keep going. It can still keep going up. Look, if it broke structure here, it should have kept going up. I don't care about that. I care about what's going on with this range right here. Because I'm going with the momentum. I'm going with the flow. I'm going with the traffic. If some let's have an analogy. If there's a gunman on campus, this is not, it shouldn't be funny, but this is just an example. If you see a lot of people running towards, I don't know, say they're going east, do you really think you should be going west? Don't you think there's some danger in that area? Same thing applies with this, man. If the momentum's going this way and you see there's like some kind of zone, some kind of demand here, don't force a buy, man. I'm guilty of it too, man. Trust me. I'm not I'm not this angel who figured it out and never traded demand zones. And I've been told not to trade in demand zones, not to sell in demand or buy into supply. But if you get this kind of confluence within a trend, what makes more sense? Do you want to buy a falling knife? Do you want to sell a falling knife? Why not just sell in this area? And the best way to do that is looking for reasons to sell within here, which we'll get to a little later. You can sell from order blocks or imbalances. I like to sell from order blocks, which is, there's one right here in this area. This is a buy before you sell, which broke structure. Um, but that's for another video. I just want to point out this is a great way to a great thing to implement in your trading. Whoever you are, I'm probably going to go ahead and publish this, man. But it's I've been doing this not even for a week, man. Have I won every trade? No, but it's not a matter of winning the trade. It's a matter of understanding. It's a matter of helping your psychology. It's a matter of studying where you went wrong. I went wrong right here. I was dead wrong. But what I like to see, I still like to review my losses, man. I want to see what happened after I lost. So here I went to sleep, and this is what happened. It did exactly what I thought it would do. I'm just gonna get one of these right here. Price did one of these bad boys right here. It went back to the order block and started melting. This is where I would want. This is a sweet spot right here. This is the money in the bank right here. I mean, this right here. If you have a large account, this was let's see, it's a 7 pip stop loss. It's about a almost a 1 to 5, almost a 1 to 6 right now. So if you have a pretty decent amount, or if you're going for the FTMO challenge, I mean that's 6%. You don't have to. There's nothing that's saying that you should get out right now. I probably would have taken a TP right here, or maybe even TP1. I'm still working on that, but if you're going for the FTMO challenge, I mean this right here is, you know, come on, man, you're almost done with the challenge. So guys out there, use this video. And oh yeah, by the way, I have to give props where credit's due. So I learned this strategy from Pips of Persia. Oh my god, I butchered his name. Pips of Persia. You can find him on YouTube. Please check out his videos. I learned this from Market Structure Video 2. It really helped me out with my market structure. Trust me, guys, this will help you with your psychology. It'll help you with your market execution. It'll help you in a lot of ways. I'm going to journal this later after work, but please, guys, rewatch this video. Make it make sense. This is recent price action. Go on the Trading View and look it up, man. And you won't be disappointed. Trust me.